Hey, I just want to address some of the messages and comments I've been getting the past few days about me out there protesting. A lot of people are connecting the peaceful protests, which I have done with a group of people in Canton, Ohio, to some of the violent protesting you see all around the country. Um, Friday night was the big one where pretty much Market Avenue was shut down in downtown Canton. The protest I went to, there was people lined up on Market and Second, maybe, right there, and they were peaceful. But from what I understand, earlier in the evening, there was a small group of idiots who were rioting, throwing rocks and stuff at police officers. So I don't condone what the officers did, but I do understand. They had to disperse the crowd because it was turning violent. But the group of people who were out there just protesting, were peaceful. I never, in any of my extremes or comments, said I condone what people are doing, the looting and all that stuff. That's not in the message I want to share with everyone. But the people in Minneapolis, I do agree with them burning down the precinct. I feel in that situation, I think it was justified. I'm not saying the looting, but burning down the precinct, I feel is justified. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that, I understand. But everyone is out, or not, I'm sorry, not everyone. Majority of the people are out there are torn. I know some people who are just indifferent to the situation, but you have people on one side who's actively supporting the protesting and the rioting. You have people on the other side who thinks that the rioting overshadows the protesting, and I hate to say, but that is the case. We get a lot of hate. Saturday or Sunday nights, I was out for another march through downtown Canton. There was yet again a small group of individuals, two or three, who wanted to turn violent. The march actually stopped, and I can't remember the lady's name who was on the leading the charge, but she stopped and told them to leave. We're not here for that message. We are standing up against police brutality. That's what it breaks down to. I am I feel very strongly on this situation for a couple reasons. The main one was actually back in 2015, I was one of the people who said this is stupid. The I remember very vividly. I had to actually look up the names to make sure I got them right, but Marissa Johnson and Marie Williford. I remember watching that they stormed a Bernie Sanders stage and started chanting Black Lives Matter. They took over his stage because he was there doing a rally. They took it over. Bernie stepped aside. And I remember at the time, I made the comment that they are idiots. This is the president candidate who would support them, and you took away a moment of time he needed. But, I mean, sorry, that they took away a moment of time that he needed to get his message across. I remember saying that Black Lives Matter was dividing the country, not unifying it. I remember saying that just a few years ago, saying that Black Lives Matter was the cause of a lot of the problems. I actually made an argument that Black Lives Matter led to Trump getting in office. And I am horribly wrong. Recently, especially with the George Floyd thing, it got to me because I was on that side saying this is stupid. Black Lives Matter. It should be all lives matter. I was on that side saying that the Black Lives Matter is horrible. How dare they? But everything that happened, especially with George Floyd, really just opened my eyes. Just because someone's saying Black Lives Matter, they're not saying Black lives are more important than white or Asian or Hispanic. I saw a meme on Facebook pretty much saying that just because you say Black Lives or shit, how did it go? It was saying, when you say all lives matter compared to Black Lives Matter, that's like saying the fire department comes and sprays the whole neighborhood down when only one house is on fire. And I think I butchered that. I really do. Some old coworker of mine shared it. I don't remember who, but I remember seeing that, and that's just the best way to put it. Like, just because we're out here saying Black Lives Matters does not say they're above everyone else. They just want the equality of everyone else. It's heartbreaking seeing that he died. I've watched that video a couple times, and it hurts. Like, I mean, I'm not saying if back then, if I would have changed my mind or I would have been in the opposite side, I could have led to change, but knowing that I was in the wrong really is what got me going on this. I don't like it. I was going to say this actually at the protest last night, but something came up I had to take care of. But I am sorry for everyone who back then supported it, and I made the comment of them being wrong. It's it's hard knowing that you're wrong on something, and who knows, maybe you could have done something to change it. It really is bothering me. But to address the comments, I've gotten a lot of comments saying that I'm stupid, that I'm stirring up trouble, that I'm instigating violence, that I'm not understanding what I'm talking about, and so on. I've got plenty of private messages. I've had family members reach out to me asking me what the hell I'm doing. I've had close personal friends of me disagreeing with me on this, and I just wanted to touch on that, saying I'm not going to be one of those people who cut you from my life. Just because we disagree on something doesn't mean we can't be cordial or friendly. Um, I am not the most informed on this. I will admit that, but I do see the message of the peaceful protest. I'm not one of those people who are down here screaming violently or smashing windows. In fact, I've called those people out many times in my stream, like, this is the wrong way to do it. But I'm also not telling the people of Minneapolis that they have to protest a certain way. I don't think that's right. Just because something's just because my version of protest is different from there doesn't mean they're wrong. And that goes for everyone else who thinks that blocking traffic is wrong. Just because you think it's wrong, or you're scared, or you feel like it's a threat to you, doesn't mean it's that way for us. Again, we block traffic in downtown Canton here. We did not approach a car. We did not touch a car. We had our backs towards the vehicle because we're trying to show you how George Floyd felt in that moment, powerless. No matter what he could do, he couldn't do anything. Or no matter what he was able to do, it wasn't going to change. He died. I've also have a lot of friends who go out and say that not all cops are bad, and I agree. I absolutely agree. Not all cops are bad, but I am taking a stance that unless the cop comes out, or whether it's a station or the chief or individual cops come out and say that it was murder, I do not support them. I've shared a lot of videos, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, even TikTok, of officers saying, yes, it was murder. Those are the officers I support. Just because it's a brotherhood doesn't mean you can just turn a blind eye to it. Now, I get it's probably unrealistic to ask every single officer in the nation to go out and say, hey, this was murder. I get that. But until we get a uniform message across the board, I don't feel safe with the officers. I feel like they would turn a blind eye. And it's, again, nothing to do with skin color here. I'm white and I support this message. This message, Black Lives Matter, is very important. I've seen the other night Hispanic people out there. I've seen black people out there. I've seen gays. I've seen straights. It's not a one category issue. We all want equality, and that's what I'm trying to press. I'm sorry again if this is controversial. I don't see it as controversial. I see it as just a moment that I can make a change. And I'm hoping, I'll call you later, stuff, sorry. I'm hoping others see it that way too. I'm not saying you have to be out there protesting. I'm not saying you have to be out there charging the streets. But if you have an opinion, share it. Again, I'm not going to crucify you if we disagree on something. Again, a lot of close personal friends, even my family, disagree with what I'm doing. Whether it's for my safety or the message itself. I just I will be out there every single night that they do something. I've reached out to a small group of people who have been doing it. I gave them my personal contact. They're going to text me, Facebook me as soon as anything is going on, and I will be out there. And I'm honestly worried with Trump going around making comments that he will use the military to silence the protesting. That's a little scary, but at the same time, I do feel like this is a moment where we do need to stand. If he's going to, if the National Guard is called in to squash protesting, and I'm talking about the peaceful protesting, I feel like that's a hill people should stand on. They can't let that happen. All right, this got a lot longer than I thought. I apologize, but I'm not, to sum it up, if you have a problem with what I'm doing or anything like that, I respect you for disagreeing. That's fine. I have no problem. I'm not one of those ill-fated people who's going to say disfriend me or unfriend me. I don't care enough. But if you do have a problem, I would actually appreciate if you reach out to me. Maybe we can talk and find the middle ground. Because I do feel this stuff is important, and I'm hoping others do too. If not, it is what it is. All right, I'm sorry for taking this much time. I was hoping for like 4 minutes, and it's gone almost 12. Um, yeah, I will be out there tonight again if something's going on. So I hope everyone be safe. I hope everyone is safe.